Alright, so what's going on, guys? Tony here from Tony's Toolbox, and apparently I spoke a little bit too soon the other day. So our Scag blew a motor today. Technically yesterday. I'm actually repairing it today. I had to go run and get the new engine. So we're going to be doing a swap tonight. Tell you the truth, it really looks a lot harder than it is. There's not much to it. I didn't do much yet. I know it looks like I started because I did. All I did was remove the belt cover and take one of the belts off, the one that hooks up under the engine, because you have to. This is the tensioner. Just so everyone knows, you just loosen it up right here. It's going to be a 1/2 inch. Takes belt tension off the belt, and you can just unwrap it. Now where we're at, because I have to catch you guys up. Gotta see where I left the light. Right here. Okay. So there's the clutch, and I cracked that loose, but it bottomed out. This does not fit through the Scag provided hole where the shaft and stuff comes through, so I just started loosening it up. But once the engine is off, which is technically only 4 bolts, one over there and 2 on the other side as well, the engine will be ready to come off. There's really not much more to that. This is a 5/8, by the way. These are 9/16 if I recall correctly. I'm about to crack these 4 loose, so the engine will be ready to come off. Aside from that, I mean, we are going to be doing step by step, but there's not much holding it on. You got the choke and the throttle cables. Choke connects right here, and throttle's all the way up here where the operator stands. And on the other side, you have the fuel line and a couple of electrical connectors. And these will come new on the new engine. You just unhook them here and here, wherever the other one is, and then the ground. And that's it. And the new engine will have these 2 lines and the fuel line. That's really all there is to it. It's not much. It's like 7-8 bolts, so it looks like a way bigger job than it is. Make sure if you do it, you cut the fuel line off. You see that little thin thing that's hanging down right there? That's open. You got to turn it to the side, because or else once you disconnect the fuel line, it's gravity fed. Everything will come out the line. There's more than one way to do this, so if you've done it a different way in the past, good for you. This is the way I do it. Whatchamacallit, once this is off, we are going to strip it for a couple of valuable parts. These are about $60, and the air accessory, when you take everything into it, including the housing, is almost $100. And that stuff is very new, because when the engine first started giving us problems, we just replaced those. So I'm going to yank them all off, because we actually run about 3 or 4 of these different 481s. So they'll be useful in the future. Everything else is scrappable. We do have a few other pieces that we're going to be putting on, new belts, new brackets, different small things, but the main concern of this video is the engine. So all I've done, like I said, was take the belt off and start loosening the clutch. We're going to take the 4 engine mount bolts off right now, and I'll be right back to take it over from there. Give me a sec, guys. Alrighty, the 4 screws are loose, and the engine is also loose. Awesome, right? So what we're going to do is we're actually going to use a couple pieces of spare wood to get under there and give ourselves a little more height. You know what I mean? I'm going to just sneak them under the engine, just to give ourselves another inch or 2 so I can finish unthreading the bottom of the clutch. And then all that's really left is the 2 cables, the fuel line, and the electricity, the cutoff and stuff, the shut off, and we're ready to yank. And then we could start reassembly. Pretty fucking easy, huh? Alright, be right back. Alright, what I was talking about was a couple pieces of wood like so. This should have given us enough room. So when we initially tried to take off the clutch, this may still not work. I may need to go higher, but in my head, yeah. So beforehand, let's get the light. Let's try nope, like that. So this was already bottomed out over here. Now I just gave myself a little bit more room. So hopefully we can finish unthreading this, and the clutch can drop out, and then we can just yank the motor. Wow. That's all we needed. It was another half turn. Look at that. It like just hit the bar, so it wasn't allowing me to. Do be sure you don't screw up all your nuts, bolts, washers. This stuff you do need to reuse it all. It does not come with the new engine. Those are the 4 that we're holding the motor on. This has the lock washer and the big washer. That's the stuff for the bottom of the clutch. The clutch you can just leave here because we're going to have to reline that up in a little bit. As you can see, it's disconnected. We do have to still take the pulley and the belt off, but that's the last, 2 of the last things holding the actual engine on. So, this is actually ready to be moved over to the side, which I think I'll do in a second. The only thing I'm going to do is so I don't put too much strain on it, because these are shorter than the choke cables and electrical cables. I think I'm going to disconnect these 2. Literally just pull. And you can't screw them up on reassembly. One's round, one's flat. We're going to shut off the gas so we don't lose the gas, and we're going to disconnect the line as well. I forget where the new one comes up to. I think you have to disconnect it up here. It might be back here. I don't remember. We won't know until we open the new box, which is right behind me. And that's it. We're almost ready for reassembly. So give me a second. That's what I'm doing now. I might just take the choke cable and stuff off too, since we're doing it, and just get it all done. These, all you do is you take a Phillips, unscrew them. It's going to give you slack, and you can remove the 2. Don't screw them up, or you're going to have a hard time. Don't mix them up, because you're going to have a hard time. What you can do is, if you're going to get confused by tracing, or if you're worried you're going to forget which one's which, just put a piece of tape on one, because you're going to have to reuse these. Like, put a piece of tape here. That's it. You know, the one with tape goes on the top. You know what I mean? It's real simple. If you're going to screw it up, or if you're worried about screwing it up or something, or take pictures or what have you. So that's it. I'm going to unscrew those 2, unscrew the fuel line, and take out the 2 pieces of wire. And then this thing should be ready to just be pushed off the side, and we can start opening up the new one, check out the new sexy engine. Be right back, guys. And just real quick, two quick things that I think I mentioned way earlier, but I forgot about on the recap, is the ground right here, 1/2 inch. And we do have this one other hose that goes right under the air assembly. From right over the transmission to right here, but it's easy. It's just one of these like clips. Wow, I'm way off on the camera. It's this hose right here that just hooks up right here. It's just one of those clips you take a pliers to, you squeeze them, and the whole thing will yank out, and that's it. Everything else is disconnected. I got the throttle cables out, the electrical out, the fuel line's cut off and disconnected. The ground is out, so now it's just this last cable, and we're ready to pull out. And pull out. And then, yeah, we start reassembling. Give me a sec. Easy peasy Japanese. All right. Let's get this rocking. Now, if you're wondering how long this has taken, I want to say thus far, we're on my counter 8:50 in. With me explaining it, I think I've had to pause for 2 or 3 minutes so far. So we're halfway home, and it's been just over 10 minutes in real time. So 11, 12 minutes. So this isn't a very big ordeal, even though it may scare people off initially. Once you do one of them, you're kind of like, oh, this ain't shit. Oh, purdy. Purdy, purdy, purdy. This I'm going to need 2 hands for. They're not, like, unmanageable heavy, but they're heavy. And they're awkward, and they're weighted weird, and all other sorts of things. So what I'm doing is I'm still actually going to leave these 2 pieces of wood down. Because if you remember on the reversal, we're going to put them down so we have that extra space to get the clutch started from the bottom end. Then once that's done, I'll remove the wood, let it drop, finish tightening up the clutch, and then we could hook up the 4 mounting bolts and then worry about all the accessories and belts and all those things, kind of close up shop and be done. So yeah, I'll be back. This you're gonna miss quite a bit. I do have to take this out. I gotta unwrap it. I gotta put it down, kind of even it up, so on and so forth. So I'll be back. Okay, so yeah, the blocks definitely help to get the clutch on and then start. But now we're gonna have to take the blocks out to drop it down, finish tightening that up, and then we can put the 4 engine mount screws in. So that's the next step, gentlemen. Be right back. Cables and fuel lines and all that are hooked back up. Now we gotta plop on the new exhaust. Get some new hardware with it. These two will secure it to a bracket, or this bracket to the other bracket, and this one goes around here. Sorry, I'm just pointing at not what I'm pointing the camera at. So it's not super difficult. All we're gonna have to do after the exhaust is to hook up the belts, and we're done. Oh, and we got to put oil in it. It's kind of a big deal. This just goes in. I'm probably going to need both hands for this. But this just connects here. And this bracket has to be up here. And then that's what those new mounting screws are for. So I'll be right back once that's done. So I'm an idiot. I finished up about 20-30 minutes ago. Packed everything up, buttoned everything up, fired it up, started on the first pull, everything went great, and forgot I was recording this. So I don't remember even if I missed any steps or not. I just kind of finished buttoning everything up, and that was the end of it. But I think I did it. I think I did everything except put the belts on, but it's done now, so yeah. Okay, so this is actually the next day. My phone ran out of battery 99.9% of the way through the video. I was actually just gonna, wrap it up and say thanks for watching and make sure I talked about all the last little adjustments or whatever that needed to be done. And the phone died. So I was unable to get the conclusion, and honestly, by the time when I got back inside and plugged my phone in, by the time it had enough juice to record the outro, I just didn't feel like it anymore. So here we are, the next day. It worked all day today. It worked just fine, and didn't give any problems. And we're glad that the big 48-inch Scag is back up and running. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or all that other stuff, please. Feel free to leave them in the comments below. I know some parts I have to kind of breeze over or gloss over because it's just either I assume you would know it or it's just too hard to do with one hand holding a camera and the other actually doing the work. So if you need anything explained in greater detail, feel free to ask. All right. Aside from that, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed.